Good morning. Well, the big story yesterday, of course, that Man City defeat, but we didn't lose. We broke even. Where did I start yesterday? Well, Hanover and Darmstadt still looking at that over 2.5 goal angle. This was 0-0 at half time. Both of these two sides ticking all of the boxes with overs. So I had a little go over 0.5 goal, backing unders to cover the 0-0. Once we got the goals coming in, I lost that insurance, but I profited here and profited here. I think that was just from 1 or 2 goals. So very useful. And I'm working on 2.5 goals for you members. As you know, trying to suss it all out. Coventry and Sheffield United. We did make a profit here. Indeed, on the draw. Looking for Coventry to take advantage of that Sheffield United red card at 1-2. Difficult to weigh up because we know how good the Blades are defensively, that they could keep a clean sheet at 1-2, i.e. not concede again. That's what I mean by keep a clean sheet. Coventry do have 2 goals in them as well, but did splutter a couple of matches ago. Still, they got the 2-2, so got out with a nice profit there. Now, talking about Champions League sides turning up this week, where in previous weeks we've just had struggles with them. They haven't been able to cope with the fixture list, the newfangled, highly competitive early Champions League. You're getting high-profile matches early on. That's knocked City. Did knock Arsenal, who won yesterday. Aston Villa came from behind twice yesterday. And all of the others, Monaco, PSG, etc., all the other Champions League sides winning comfortably. Leverkusen were one of those 1.2 favourites. All tended to deliver yesterday. And Leverkusen were a goal down. Got us a nice 52 quid green screen there. Delighted with that one. Stuttgart and Bochum started scoring. This is one of my techniques for over 2.5 goals. Firstly, we've got a 1.3 favourite at home, Stuttgart, albeit Champions League side, but the curse was not apparent yesterday, apart from Manchester City. So it's 0-0 at half time in a 1.3 the favourite match. I'm expecting goals. What do? I back over 1.5 goals. You'll see me back over 1.5 goals, about 1.83, which for me, relative to a 1.3 favourite at home, is extremely good value. The purpose, backing over 1.5 goals at the beginning of the second half, is to get just that 1 goal between the 46th and the 70th minute, and you're out with a green screen. I think this was out at probably 2 goals. No, it wasn't. This was out at the first goal. £26 green. Very nice indeed. Aston Villa, Crystal Palace. Well, we should have come out of this with a profit, to be perfectly honest with you. But what I did, I negated my loss on Crystal Palace. This is the problem we have. You go either match odds or you go +1. +1 covers the draw and will cover the 2-2 scoreline. But we did take on Crystal Palace lead. Got an Aston Villa equaliser. Another redemption style from Aston Villa. Didn't win, but didn't lose. And took advantage of the fact Crystal Palace, we know, struggled to score that second. So if they do score that second, are they really going to score that third? That's the question. And they didn't score that third. So it should have been more of a profit yesterday, really, having got 2 consecutive Aston Villa equalisers and shouted them as well. So that's feel a bit aggrieved with that, to be honest. Bournemouth and Brighton. I think we must have played the over 2.5 goal market. This was interesting. It's a match where you're expecting goals, and I think it was 0-1 at half time. Let's have a look. Yes, indeed, 0-1 at half time in a match I thought would be over 2.5 goals. So in this instance, rather like the match you just saw, Stuttgart, I backed over 2.5 goals at that magical figure again, 1.83. That's what we backed over 1.5 goals in a Stuttgart match. And again, 1.83, all you need is 1 goal scored in the second half. And you're out. When did that goal come? The red card helped, of course. But the goal came 49th minute. Very, very early, and you're out. Simple as that. That's the advantage of neutral plays. I did think Bournemouth would be a little competitive here, but they didn't score until very, very late. The ideal with neutral plays is both teams are involved for you. So that was just that single goal second half. I'm out with 17 quid. 49th minute. Bang. Straight in and straight out. Fantastic stuff. Everton and Brentford. This looked like a drip lay of the draw, I think. Late on. So I'm not sure. Yeah, looked like a drip lay. 1.09 and 1.06. This is my new idea for really limiting your liability in matches. You're not quite 100%. Everton either going to clean sheet, not score, or they're going to score 2. So if you're a little reluctant, you can drip lay. The new idea, go very late. 1.09, 1.06. Cost you 2 quid, win you 55 if they get hit. So that's the new technique to really limit your liability. Pussycat agrees. Yeah, very happy with that, aren't you, Pussycat? Yeah. A day of insurance, and members of footballtradingprofits.com will know all about the insurance. So I'll just gloss over it fleetingly, but this looks like a loss. But no, it's covered. Insurance was key yesterday, particularly for the Man City match. Oxford and Middlesbrough. This was, get your violins out now. In the live stream, I was saw Oxford lead. We've looked at Middlesbrough's recent performances, scoring an absolute shed load. So an Oxford lead had me excited. I went +1. Looks as if I didn't save the +1 profit. Middlesbrough +1. Didn't go match odds, I don't think, because I was on my way to the match odds market and then the market suspended. So I still made a profit +1, but I was going to back Middlesbrough about 3.35, I think. We won't see the graph now. A goal down, and lay Oxford a goal up. Hugely impressive performance from Middlesbrough. I don't know if they've got a new manager or something, because they've suddenly started scoring where before they were really struggling, and they were more defensively minded earlier on in the season. But now something has happened. I'll have a latte, please, mate. Off he goes. Look, Choco Waka, double soy, or half almond, half soy, with a touch of sugar. Latte, fantastic. Latte done tremendous. Gave 110%. Covered every blade of grass. That was your opening gambit. Goal from Oxford. Looking at the recent head-to-heads, you'll have had to have a go at Middlesbrough. Although the last time I got involved with Borough, sod's law, I picked the wrong one. But 5 goals here, 4 goals here, 6 goals here. New manager? I don't know. Something has happened. New striker, old Larty, the old coffee man. Is he the difference? Superb stuff. So that was a profit yesterday. I didn't record it, alas. Peterborough and Reading, that was disappointing. But keep your liability low. We had a lot of these yesterday where we had a speculative play. Keep your liability low. Simple as that. The only reason I did this, Peterborough's reputation at home is usually better. They normally fight, but they didn't score until very, very late on. West Brom and Norwich was trying out an interesting technique yesterday. We've got an in-play stats feed we pay for. In-play Guru. You can get some free stats feeds, of course. TotalCorner.com is one. WilliamHill.com. Individual stats for each match, but you can only see one match at a time. But WilliamHill.com stats are superb. The old enemy providing some stats. This is what I'm talking about, attacking pressure index. When this hits 100, this is a brilliant little formula. I think it's mathematical formula involving, I would suspect, shots on goal and some kind of a momentum, adding together, dividing by whatever, coming up with an attacking pressure index. When these get to 100 plus, they tend to ordinarily produce a goal. We saw that yesterday with West Brom. So what did I do? At 2-2, West Brom utterly dominating. I had a go. I laid the draw, waiting for a West Brom goal, while they were touching 100 plus on the attacking pressure index, which normally suggests a goal. That goal didn't materialise. I gave them enough time and the momentum started to drop, so I got out with only a £2 loss. I've done this before where it's worked. You've got the goal that you seek, but if you don't get the goal you seek, you get out with a marginal loss. Atletico Madrid, yet another winning Champions League side. Not so with Rangers. Didn't get the win. This is, again, you've got two avenues, basically. You can either go +1, which covers the draw. We would have got out with a profit, but it's very skinny, such a short price favourite as Rangers. Or you can look for the equaliser and then push on for the win. What I normally try to do is leave you with a small loss on the draw to tempt you to stay in with it. But the fact is, Rangers odds were far too skinny very early. So we didn't get really much out of this one. But we just got an equaliser. Aris Thessaloniki Volos. Again, this is not a loser. Hopefully, I've got the insurance for you here. There we go. And we've got a great technique to double your money late on. Now, this is, I'm insuring against £40 stake. This is very late on at 0-1. I decided to cash out just in case we got a late goal. If we get a late goal, I produce a loss there on overs because I've gone for unders. If we get a late goal, we make a double profit. So, an interesting technique. Great day yesterday, really. The Man City one, how on earth we got out of that one unscathed is remarkable. Absolutely remarkable. Both teams to score, no. It's a very, very good hedging facility. So use it. I could talk about a lot more matches as well. The Champions League sides somehow just totally, bar one or two, effective yesterday. Even Red Bull Salzburg scoring a goal, for goodness sake. They failed to score in three, sorry. But they're still struggling themselves. But generally, throughout Europe, Champions League sides delivered. And by delivered, we're competitive as a trading outfit. Both teams to score, no. Still unbelievable, Jeff, how I got out of that one with the break even. Wow. Normally would lay over 1.5 goals. Marseille, look, away from home. The curse of the Champions League, not effective yesterday. Look at Bayer Leverkusen, Dortmund, Leipzig winning away from home. Well, they were. That was 2-3 when I last left it, but remarkable for the Hoff. It was 2-3 when I last left it. I thought that was enough for them to have done the job. So remarkable how many Champions League sides were scoring 3+ goals as well, or thereabouts. 2, 3, 4, 5. We go back to yesterday or Friday. Paris Saint-Germain, Bayern Munich, Monaco, all scoring 3 goals. Inter Milan scoring 5 or 6. Atalanta. I don't know what it was. The curse of the Champions League lifted for the vast majority of these teams, and they played to the form you expect them to play to. Looking on to today, I'll do a live stream at 2 p.m. It's a free live stream for everybody, members and non-members from now on. So come along. Saturday, I'm keeping to members only, because you can see a lot of green possibly to be made. So let's have a look through Austrian Bundesliga. A couple of odds-ons at home. I'm not going to be dwelling too much on that one. Mechelen against Beerschot. Why are they favourite? Beerschot, newly promoted, potentially vulnerable. Westerlo, odds on at home. They'll get a look in. By the way, yesterday's odds on, yesterday's over 2.5 goals. I thought had a superb record. Don't forget, with over 2.5 goals, you're looking for at least 2 goals. We've got insurance covered on this one. I wouldn't necessarily be doing overs in the Greek Super League, and let's be honest. But look at all of these superb performances. Wins to 0. Suddenly clicking. This is what you expect of these kind of teams. But you've seen that curse of the Champions League in weeks gone by. So over 2.5 goals yesterday. Generally speaking, superb. Norwegian Elite Serien. It's the last day of the season next week. Rosenborg had to get something. All of the other sides must-wins did win. Viking, Bodo Glimt, Molde. Bran already in the Champions League. So the only thing for Bran is to vie for the title. These sides, with their performances yesterday, bar Rosenborg, who had to win, are setting themselves up for the last match of the season. So Bran and Bodo Glimt will be vying for the title. They're all guaranteed European football. So motivating factor is to win the title. Goal difference, well, Viking are going to need some help. They're going to have to win. Molde need to win to stay in the top four. Rosenborg had to win, really, to have gone into the last day of the season in top four. Fredrikstad, add 3 to that, makes 51. They can't impact on Molde, Viking, Bran, Bodo. So all of these 5 at the last day of the season will be competitive fixtures. Fredrikstad can't catch Molde. Season over. Relegation zone, last day of the season next week. I hope you'll join me in the live stream for that, because you can make big money using the fact these sides need goals. Odd, add 3 to that, last day of the season. They are down. This is the surprise of the season. Lillestrøm, what on earth are they doing there? They are down. Haugesund, -18 to -9. You've got the feeling that Haugesund are stuck in the relegation playoff place. Even if they get a win, they're going to have to win by quite some amount to try to catch up with Tromsø, who must not win. Must lose, basically, to stay on 33. So I think season is done, really, at the bottom. So what you're looking at the last match of the season is huge motivation. We got that from Bodo, Bran, Viking, vying for the title. Molde staying in the Conference League places, and Rosenborg needing to win. So you'll be laying the draw late on in this one, won't you? You'll be laying the draw late on in this one. Although a draw could do Molde, couldn't it? We've got to do our Carol Vorderman maths here. Goal difference and a draw. Molde might be safe. So certainly these 3 vying for the title. And there is no relegation dogfight. So it's going to be a quiet last day of the season relative to the normal mayhem on the final days. So exciting stuff. Let's just have a look at today. Europa League, hugely impressive displays from the Champions League lot in Belgium yesterday. Hajduk Split, usually favourite, but not so today. Lower tier, Czech 1 league, odds on Slavia Prague involved in the Champions League. All I want for Christmas is a Dukla Prague away kit for you half-man, half-biscuit fans. Bohemians fave, Dukla Prague newly promoted, therefore vulnerable. Champions League, Slavia Prague, they have delivered the Champions League sides, generally speaking, so we'd be expectant of them today. Saints and Liverpool, well, this is a banker of the year, surely, isn't it? 1.27, it's a gift from the gods. But Southampton, have they been a little more defensively sound? Maybe not. They need Francis Bernali back at the back. Recent performances for Saints, a couple of wins. Stoke and Everton will take that out of the equation. But Premier League, only the 1-0 loss to Man City. But this is a faltering Man City, isn't it? Have conceded 2 goals a bit too regularly. A win against Everton, good result, but very defensively led as well. Don't know what to make of the Saints. Liverpool purring at the moment. The curse of the Champions League has been lifted for this weekend. Bar a couple of teams, I would be expected to Liverpool. Probably 2 or 3 goals I'd be expecting of them today. New manager for Manchester United, so question mark. His impact will probably not be felt until further on down the line, but he's got a very soft ball to start off with. Newly promoted Ipswich having real trouble. Leeds are away at Swansea, could give a solid performance, whereas Swans in the Championship. Up the top, down the bottom. Swansea, mid-table mediocrity. Leeds, happily encamped in the playoffs, would be keen with a win today and a game in hand to take a top 2 berth on goal difference with a win today. Huge motivation even this early for Leeds United. That's one to follow at 3 o'clock. Lille, Auxerre, in-play stats really for me. Le Havre look to be gettable this season. So I'd be looking at possibly taking them on, particularly if they score first. In the Bundesliga, it's known for its over 2.5 goals. St. Pauli, newly promoted, could be vulnerable. Holstein Kiel as well, I believe, newly promoted. So we've got a couple of potentials. Newly promoted sides could be vulnerable today. Bundesliga 2 is a very good over 2.5 goal league, season long, about 70% or thereabouts. So watch out for that. Magdeburg and Regensburg, fascinating match this. I think both newly promoted. So they'll be eyeing the 3 points. The big boys are out. Champions League side. This is an Athenian derby, and you saw with AC Milan v Juve, derby-style matches can be tough to call. 0-0 that one. Don't know what to make of this one. Italian Serie A today. Pericomo, newly promoted, could be vulnerable to a Fiorentina who've been on a recent winning rampage. WWW. You get the idea there. Really solid momentum for Fiorentina. What we're going to get with old Pericomo will probably be a defensive setup. You can see under 2.5 goals for 4 out of 5 matches. But this is the potential that Fiorentina could serve up to Como today. That winning momentum could see this as extremely good value a bit later on. I'll be watching that one with interest. The live stream starts at 2 p.m. today, so we'll be getting these matches covered. Another derby-style match, Napoli and Roma. This is Antonio Conte's Napoli. And you can probably see it's a more defensively sound Napoli. Apart from that aberration. Clean sheet, clean sheet, clean sheet. Conceding 1. Clean sheet, clean sheet, clean sheet, clean sheet. Antonio Conte all the way down the line. So on that basis, Roma might struggle to score that second goal. Lazio have really impressed me this season. Bologna can light the fuse as well. So that's going to be a fascinating one at 7:45. Serie B is always worth following. I'll follow that on your behalf in the live stream at 2 p.m. Eredivisie, we had all the big guns out yesterday. We've got AZ Alkmaar out today. Ajax against PEC Zwolle. And don't forget, these Champions League sides are delivering this Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Relegation playoff, you'd be laying the late draw here, wouldn't you? A draw would be pretty useless for both of these two. Be looking for the win. Jerv, I believe. No, I think they're both from the Oberliga. The quality of football, though, is a bit after daily for that league, so just be a little careful. Arka Gdynia, always worth following at odds on in Polish First Division. Looking for promotion, just couldn't quite cross the line last week. Taca Portugal won't really get a look in. Porto against Moreirense is and this for Middlesbrough Santa Clara, Portuguese Premier League clash. But it's going to get just go on the back burner with elite football taking precedence. Steaua Bucharest, odds on today. And Spanish La Liga, we've got more of our European sides. Real Madrid likely to deliver. Champions League sides have delivered this week. Athletic Bilbao have impressed me this season, particularly their goal scoring, but the market's suggesting a tough one for them today. Yellow Submarine, I think, got a win last week. Did they? Yeah, I remember that against Alaves. Very impressive. Starting to put together a good little run. Draw, win, win in La Liga, but are vulnerable to one of the big guns like Real Madrid. So this could be a very competitive match indeed. La Liga 2, in-play stats for me. So I'll watch that with interest. Swedish Allsvenskan, we're starting the relegation process. Playoff, lay the late draw. They'll be keen to get the win, won't they? So Stockholm Internationale, I think, from the league below the Superettan. Swiss Super League, St. Gallen, odds on. And that's what I'll do yesterday. My over 2.5 goal list yesterday was extremely effective. So I'll be working on that today. I'm going to pop down to a local beach with my laptop and get working on his 2.5 goals for you yesterday. So the ones today, I've already done. Okay. Yesterday's were superb. Let's have a look through. This video is getting a bit long, so I'll have to. Leicester and Chelsea, goals, goals, eventually goals. Fulham and Wolves, overs, overs. I think that was overs. Valencia and Betis. So this is the part of the season now where form lines should be embedded. Overs. So extremely good set of overs. Atletico Madrid, Alaves, overs. Girona scored 3 or 4 themselves. 2.5 goals scored in 8 of the last 11. That's quite something. So I really hope you're having a go at this overs. This was 2-2 when I last looked. And you would have expected it with Mallorca to be an over 2.5 goal match, but Las Palmas, high scoring matches recently. Celta Vigo, Barcelona. So this is a mix between yesterday and today. Celta and Barcelona. Bayer Leverkusen, overs. Dortmund, overs. Stuttgart, 2-0. Frankfurt. Let's have a look. 1-0 only, but depending on when the goal was scored, whether it would be a profitable overs trade or not. If it scored second half, end of the first half. So it's one of those, if you play back over 2.5 goals in the first half, having waited 15 or 20 minutes, that would have profited. Second half, well, just that goal would have negated an interest in the over 1.5 goals second half. So generally speaking, very accurate. So I'll be doing more of that 2.5 goals for you today. See you for a live stream. Go to YouTube. Head on over to Conor McGregor's nightclub. No, head on over to the live section. And the best thing for you to do is subscribe to the channel, please. And then you'll be alerted yourself whenever there's a live stream. So do note here, 24th, you've got the link which I'll put within the research. Okay, so I hope to see you 2 o'clock for a live stream, and I'll better get this video wrapped up from 1400. Don't forget, it's free to view every single Sunday from now on. There's also free Premier League research for you every Saturday if you sign up I'll give you the link, footballtradingprofits.com. Sign up here, free trial offer for your free Premier League research each Saturday and your free live chat webinar every Sunday. I'll actually be in Guernsey next Sunday, be back in the UK. Looking forward to seeing family and friends and watching rubbish British TV. Have a great day. I'll see you for a live stream at 2 p.m. Football Trading Profits, youtube.com/@ Football Trading Profits. Don't forget the @ Okay, so I will see you there. youtube.com/@ Football Trading Profits. Come along. Let's see if we can make some more profit from what are reliable Champions League sides this weekend.